So we had a very short deck tech this time because I kind of forgot. We could go into the power, I suppose, a little bit more. We're gonna silence. We're gonna silence this. We're gonna redraw this because we want silence and Infernus, and we should be able to draw that fairly often because of the way that the system works for getting hands, where you get 2 to 5 power guaranteed. This is unfortunate. Oh well. Maybe we'll get something useful like a Sporefolk or a Quarry. No, not so far. But what I could have gone into a little bit more is the power base. We did put in a fair number of Waystones, but yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to talk about because there's not a lot of cards in this deck. It's kind of just what it is. It goes all in on a certain strategy, and that's what it does. It just goes for it. This is a big problem. I'm hoping that our opponent is also slow. It doesn't look like it, though. It looks like they're aggressive, and that's going to be really, really bad for us. So, tough for us to beat an aggressive deck here. I can Praxis Banner and Flamestoker eventually, I suppose. We're running a bunch of Granite Waystones to have a few blockers here and there. We're running some Amethyst Waystones as well, so that we can just kind of keep getting power, but... discard this Shadow Sigil. Opponent's really slow for Granite and Drones. I guess that they're probably the Granite and Sacrifice deck and less actual aggro deck. Praxis Banner, discards Seed of Impulse, and then next turn Granite Waystone and Flamestoker. We haven't been able to dump any of the power cards into our Void yet, so that's a big problem. Hello. Sporefolk would actually be really nice, but I'm gonna Flamestoker here first. Next turn we can Sporefolk and use the Excavator as the thought process. If I draw power. Ooh, Scrap Tank is scary. Scrap Tank is very scary. I can silence it. I can silence it. But that's a problem. Definitely. I can also silence our 5/5 to keep it, but... I don't know. So we have options here. I don't want to go too long game against this. Silence. Send in the clowns. Come on, power cards. Whoa, only 2 power cards is not good. Dicey. Dicey. We're having a lot of trouble actually hitting what we need. There's a really good chance that we get an Infernus and a Silence. Getting Silence in hand and no Infernus is the worst possible situation. Oh well. Nothing we can do about it now. This game's just over. We're definitely overwhelmed. Another hand with Silence, no Infernus. Let's hopefully hit Infernus in the Silence. No, although we did get a free Infernus on turn 1, which is still actually good. Because we're trying to be explosive with our damage here. Crest of Impulse. Dark Return. I do not like a Dark Return.
Time quickens.
We want to play things in order here, so we're just going to Sporefolk. Please hit 5. Nah, Flamestoker and Silence. And a Dark Return. So we only hit 2 power again. Yikes. Half of our deck is,
This'll do the trick.
Power. I mean, granted, or actually probably over half of our deck at that point when we have an opening hand. But, granted, that 2 is about right. It's just, it'd be really nice to hit 4 or something, because it's just a... much better spot for us to be in. Him Flamestoker is unfortunate, because that's one of our other, like, end game kind of options here. Hello. And with it being an end game option, let's go ahead and play our fire power source. Yep, that's a problem. And sadly, we are just dead again. We really need to get a turn that actually has the Infernus Silence combo. I haven't been able to get it yet. Shouldn't be hard to do, honestly. Like, that's the whole point. The deck is supposed to cheese your draw so that you get that a high percentage of the time. And we haven't gotten it yet, which is unfortunate. Okay, so as usual, we have to redraw. That's not super unexpected. Like, most of the time we will. And once again, Silence and no Infernus. Just not getting there. We've gotten Silence very, very consistently. Everything should be, like, you should be able to get a large percentage of the same cards over and over, because you just don't have a lot of cards. So never hitting Infernus on turn 1 is rough. Infernus Silence has not been that hard to do before now. Yikes. Second Stonescar Excavator is also really, really bad for us. Alright. This is a lot of... Oh boy, this is really, really bad for us. Dot deck right now.
The touch of shadow.
We do have Stonescar Excavator. Hopefully they're a little slower. It looks like they're going to be Reanimator Scream, though, which is just going to destroy us very quickly. Well, let's Excavator. It's better for our power to play the 3 rather than play the 2. Yep. Gonna Quarry. I guess we'll take Infernus, because we just really want to put power into our Void here. And pass the turn. How likely are they going to have a removal spell? I'm going to go for it. So we'll attack, then silence it. They didn't have anything at fast speed, so we get to keep it. Permafrost isn't too bad there. It does mean that our silences are actually active, which is pretty rare to happen. Let's discard Seed of Impulse, I guess. And we wouldn't mind playing Granite Waystone. It lets us be able to play a Flamestoker. The 1 extra damage from a Granite Drone might be worthwhile, or just as a chump blocker. So they're playing 3-color Champion. Interesting. And they have both colors perfectly in their 3-color deck. Nice. Well, that will mean the end for us. We need to just get a hand that actually has the stuff that we're trying to cheese. We just haven't been able to do it. We draw that first hand, and do we get the combo? We get the combo, but I can't actually play it. Wait, no, it's free on your first turn. Right. We can do it. Awkward that I don't have fire, but you know what? Let's go for it. I skipped ahead a large... I almost silenced it before I attacked, which would have been really bad. I skipped ahead a large portion of games. I think 7 or 8 now, where I didn't have any Sporefolk, didn't have any Stonescar Excavators, didn't have any Flamestokers, and didn't have any Infernus. I only had Silences and Dark Returns for about 8 games in a row, So I had to scoop them on turn 1 or turn 2 every single time. And hopefully, we can get an actual game here and see what the deck can do. This is much more interesting. Sporefolk. No fire at all. That's really weird. We have more fire than anything else. I can Dark Return that, which is kind of okay. It's gonna take a while to actually go off, though. Do we have fire? Can I have a fire? Anybody, give me a fire. 1 fire.
Make each bullet count.
Nope. Okay. I think that I'd need to change this Dark Return. I was hoping it would do something with these Sporefolk, but we've just been able to get absolutely nothing going the whole time. Bottom that. At least we finally got something. Still not great, but it's a thing to do. Need to find a Stonescar Excavator is what we need to find. I'm glad that we got to play some cards finally. This was nice. We still haven't... I don't think we're going to be able to win this game, but at least we actually played something. This felt like more of a game. I wish I recorded the first one today, because the first one we got so close. We managed to get just Stonescar Excavator on turn 3, and then play a couple Sporefolk and just go off, which is kind of the goal, but I can't seem to get it going again. Get a 6/6. I imagine they have removal. They look like they're the removal pile deck. No?
Which one of you needs shooting?
There we go. They were just holding back on it. Infernus, sure. I'd rather not do that. There we go. I mean, 10 damage a hit. It's not going to be enough yet, though. Sadly. And we are just probably dead. I'd be very surprised if they don't have another charge unit or Stone Powder Alchemist or something to deal us the damage. With a little bit of fire early on, we might have been able to do it. But just not being able to play most of our early plays gave us a big problem. So, as it turns out, don't play this deck. I apologize, this is a pretty disappointing one. I had some really good games with it off screen, and then I tried to play it today, and I've lost, yeah. Lost a lot. This game was really, really good. This one was awesome. I had a great game here before I started playing, and before I started the recordings, and then afterwards I just lost basically everything. I couldn't get a single spell to work. I couldn't get any of the hands to actually have Infernus and Silence. We did it once out of about a dozen once or twice out of a dozen games, something like that, which is really low. This deck should be doing it more often than that. I mean, the whole point is to cheese that, so if you want to play some very, very bad memes, I can suggest Tunnel Vision, but probably not. I think that I'm going to go and try and find another deck to do for this week as well, and maybe I'll submit 2 decks for this week. I apologize that this one was maybe not as interesting as normal, but maybe you'll have some fun with it. Maybe you have some ideas for what we can do. I would definitely take out Dark Returns and put in something else. I liked the idea of Silence and Infernus and just kind of cheesing it, seeing what we could do. We did win some games on stream with it, which was really, really funny, and it was great when it happened. Like I said, I had a winning record with both of the decks for the last little while, and I tried to play it today, and I just lost everything, so what do you do? Sometimes it's just not your day. I appreciate everybody stopping by, though, and if you do like these videos, I would love it if you gave me just a like and follow. If you would like to see more content, you can always check out my Twitch stream as well, and I have a Patreon to help support me, and I also have an inkedgaming.com sponsorship. So there's a Patreon at the end of the video, and down below there's a wonderful company called inkedgaming.com that does a lot of really cool playmats and dice bags and mouse pads and all kinds of really cool custom gaming gear for tabletop gaming and card games, things like that. So you can definitely check them out, and I have a promo code that's Ilyon12, so you get 12% off your order. We have some specific channel art that's up on my store page in there, and a bunch of other things that I've actually done some photography, so we do a bunch of photography up in there as well. I'll be adding some more in the next little while. But thanks everybody for stopping by, and I will see you next week.